Are people from Haiti eating cats and ducks? Or are people just being Haiti towards the Haitians?
Bears have learned to ride hoverboards. It's only a matter of time before they replace us as the dominant species on this earth.
One of the stars of 1,000-Pound Sisters was bitten by a camel at the zoo. The camel says he was just trying to chase her back into the elephant pen.
What a mean thing to say. I wrote that one. Plus, we'll recap the first presidential debate between Donald Trump and ABC.
Blocka, put your Glock down, sucker. You just got clocked. Straight talk. This is the Talk Down, boy.
I'm Adam Yenser, and I was once stuck in a room with Trevor Noah, Ann Coulter, and comedian Jeffrey Ross.
The Roast Master General?
Yes, the Roast Master General.
And Ann Coulter, whatever you call, whatever her nickname is.
Yeah, she was on one of the roasts, at least.
Yeah, she was.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Ethan Nicolle. I was once visited by the spirit of a toy Manchester Terrier.
Wow.
That's a crazy story. Ghost story.
How would I have known your story would involve dead animals?
I don't know. I don't eat ducks. I don't know. Did I have a lot of dead animals? Are you saying I have a lot of dead animal stories?
Sometimes.
I mean, last time I was on here, there was an animal, dead animal
hamster
story.
smashing.
Yeah.
And I'm Patrick Green, and I was once on a date with a girl who told me she was both a psychic and hooked up with the Uber driver before the date.
I feel like a psychic would have told you she was going to hook up with the Uber driver after the date.
That's what I was
I can
hoping.
see this is not going to go well.
I'm gonna from the very beginning, it did not go well. It's a great story, though.
Well, we'll tell you these stories in the subscriber portion, so go to the talkdown.com to join up if you want to hear those exciting conclusions.
Yeah, and you get to join our Discord and be part of the cool people.
Yeah.
So much fun in there.
Yeah, so how you guys do? How was your week, everybody? You guys have a good week?
It was good, yeah. Patrick gave me a ride out here today.
Yeah,
My car's
car's in the shop
so
forever.
nice. Yeah, it's been in for a while now. But I'm leaving on a cruise ship gig this week. I'm going to be in, I booked this one a while ago. It's in Greece.
Wow.
And I didn't know where it was going, and I looked up the itinerary. I'm going to get to go to Patmos, where John wrote the Book of Revelation.
Oh, wow.
And Ephesus, like in Turkey, where the letter to the Ephesians was to. So it stops.
So you're going to do a lot of like Revelation
little
jokes?
islands. I'm going to do a lot of it's going to be very Revelation focused, my stand-up set. But no, this one was really, I've done cruise ship gigs before. And my booker, she was like, would you want to do this one? She was very mysterious. She's like, would you want to do one that's a little more like, what did she say, like wealthy clientele? It's on a big boat, but it's more of a yacht. I don't really want to tell you where it's going so far. And I was like, this better not be Epstein Island. That's I feel like how you would get sold on going to Epstein Island. Like, I'm not gonna.
You're the stand-up comic.
Yeah, exactly. And then I was telling Patrick about it on the way here. I was saying that I had a cruise ship gig coming up, and he goes, oh, are you a Fish fan? And I said, no, I don't really like that. But he goes, oh, because I
band?
Well, that's what I thought he meant.
Why do you guys go
That was what the way you phrase it when you said fish fan.
I could see him being a fish fan.
Phish. But he was asking me if I like to eat fish. But he was telling me that when you go to those islands in Greece, they have a lot of good fish dishes.
Like if you're in a cruise, you can just stick your head in the water and get some fish.
Yeah, like just like a bear grabbing a salmon.
That's the nearest
jump out of that.
when you're on a cruze.
Yeah.
So I like a fish fan, kind of like fish fans.
I like the food fish. I do not like the band.
The band.
Oh, man.
Because like fish fans are always like, you think they'd be these hippies, but they're really like these guys that have like nice jeans and like tucked in shirts and like a clean cut beard. Like it's like, I love jams.
I've never liked jam,
but they eat a lot of mushrooms.
How was your week, Ethan?
So I've been binging Kill Tony a bit.
Okay.
And the other night I finished Kill Tony. And I had this dream that like I was there all of a sudden, and like they went to the after party. It was in this big 2-story mansion. 2 stories is much for a mansion, but they were like, I was with Tony Hinchcliffe. And he was like pissed at everybody and being super annoyed, and like, but they're having this crazy sort of rave party, and they were explaining that like we have this new cool technology in this mansion where we can like fill both the top and bottom floors with water, but not all the way up.
Oh, okay.
And nothing gets damaged.
Oh, wow.
And it's some technology where it creates like this immense amount of pressure. I'm like, it's really, there's like a bunch of pressure in here. Like, why is it like, it's the technology. It makes it so that you can walk the whole mansion. Nothing gets damaged. And like, they kept explaining to me the pressure. I'm like, but it hurts. Like, it hurts my stomach. And it turned out I woke up, I had like a huge fart inside of me.
What an ending.
We're not even to the news, and you brought up a dead animal and a fart.
Man,
we're off.
Got my topics. I was just amazed. That
There's so many pieces that came together in that. A mansion with Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah,
and they fill it with water to create
They
pressure.
took me upstairs. They were giving me the whole tour of the mansion. And the whole time I'm like, it's cool, but does it have to be this much pressure?
Oh, man.
I like how you like held it into so you went.
Yeah. Well, no, it was like it was one that I could. It didn't come out for a while. After I woke up, like it took a while. Like it was really building up and hurting more and more.
You were in labor for a few hours?
Yeah, it was like labor. Yeah, air baby. It was hurting.
Thank you for driving me all the way out here for this tonight.
Yeah. No, I'm so glad I made it out.
In the car with me. How was your week, Patrick?
I was good. I just had like a funny LA moment where we went to a cigar shop over in Sherman Oaks, and my friend was like, "Oh, hey, that guy looks like Jeff Dye," and I was like, "No, that is Jeff Dye." And then it just made me think of all these like benign like celebrity stories where you just see him and you're like, "Oh wow, that's him." And he like asked to change the TV, and they said no. And I was just like, kind of made me like him a little more that he didn't just have like crazy great star power.
I don't know who Jeff Dye is.
He's a comedian.
He's a comedian. He's gotten kind of a little bit bigger.
He does Gutfeld sometimes, and I've seen him at the.
I've seen a few of these.
There's a bar at Sherman Oaks I go to a lot, and I see him there sometimes. I don't know him well. I've met him before, but there's a lot of weird celebrities I see around in that area.
Yeah.
The one time me and my friends saw DJ Qualls crossing the street.
It's just weird.
And, we were at a bar there the one time, the Chimney Sweep, which is closed right now because apparently the owners were dealing drugs or something like that.
Oh.
I've heard rumors. I don't know if that's true or not. But it's been closed for a while. But the one time we walked in there and Fred Durst was sitting in the corner.
It's just so weird.
Yeah.
Like what I never know what to do. Like I want to go up and just say hi, I'm a fan, but sometimes I'm like, well, am I a big enough fan to say hi? Or,
I always feel weird actually approaching anyone and being like,
hey. Me too.
I feel so weird. I don't know what I'm gonna say, and I'm like,
One of my more random was I just saw Leonard Moulton in his like sweatpants getting into a car. So most of our younger viewers, he's a film critic, but he's always like the film critic in documentaries, like about stuff. Cool. Anyway, all right. Well, it's a very special 20th episode. Patrick's here.
Yeah,
we're gonna be owning the libs, taking names.
Oh man,
fighting for free speech. And making comedy legal. You know, all that stuff. So make sure you support the show. Otherwise, free speech is going down. We've got a gun. We've got a gun to free speech's head.
So much on this show revolves around me saying I don't want to say this thing and I don't like this thing, and then we're going to say it more. That's like the premise of 90% of the content.
I love being a right-leaning talk show that makes fun of that stuff.
Goes, we're gonna
because every single one of the other ones, they all say with a straight face.
We're probably being shadow banned. So make sure you share our content because we're definitely shadow.
It's because we're the only ones that aren't paid for by Russians, right?
Yeah, they were all sellouts. Because they didn't know, but they were that they were part of this Tenet Media.
Because every conservative, that's right. I didn't read all about that, but I heard about that.
They were part of that media organization that was being funded by the Russian government, but it wasn't. I don't think they were aware that they were.
Right. How ironic. So,
I mentioned this on my Canceled News, my other podcast, my show, which you should follow because it's being shadow banned and to fight fight for free speech.
Right.
But no. Right. So Tenet Media was run by RT, which is Russia Today, which is their state-run propaganda television network. And in 2021, I got an email from some woman, and she was like, hey, do you want to come on our podcast to talk about the Trump's impeachment trial? We're having like YouTubers come on. We'd love to have you be part of the discussion. And I looked up the address because it was like RT UK because they have different divisions. And I looked up the email address and I saw it was a Russian state-run meeting, and I turned it down, and I was like, I should have done that. I could have been big. I could have been big.
Yeah, look at it like Tim Pool. Come on. Could have kept going.
Funded. I could have secretly received millions from the Russians.
Oh no, I know. It's like not like they're going to give that money back. They're like, oh no.
Yeah.
You guys ready to jump into the week's top news?
Let's do it.
Viral rumor claims Haitian migrants in Ohio are eating pets, cats and ducks, mostly, right?
Yeah.
A series of claims went viral on various social media sites claiming that Haitian migrants in Springfield, Ohio were stealing people's pet cats to eat them, and they were catching ducks and swans at the public park for food. I mean, if you're going to eat animals at the park, eat the geese. Like, nobody likes them.
They're rude.
Yeah,
There's a lot of meat on them. Yeah, like they're a hero. You're like the Batman of the park.
And you can eat geese. Like there's a goose hunting
there's
season.
food. They have big eggs.
And the other thing is, wasn't there a few months ago a rumor that in Haiti the gangs were eating people? That there was a cannibal gang?
Oh, really?
So at least now they're eating animals.
Yeah, at least
instead of people. They're slowly moving towards food that we.
They're just, just
But these claims are very questionable. It turns out.
It's a real Haiti dog world out there. Republican Vice President candidate J.D. Vance repeated the claim in a post on X. And the rumor was amplified by other right-wing personalities like Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, and Charlie Kirk. Trump even referenced it in the debate with Kamala.
He had to bring it up.
I'm sure that went well.
Yeah.
The rumor originated from a local Springfield Facebook group, as many things do, where someone posted, "My neighbor informed me that her daughter's friend lost her cat. One day she came home from work. As soon as she stepped out of her car, looked towards the neighbor's house where Haitians live, and saw her cat hanging from a tree like you'd see a deer from butchering."
Jeez.
Gosh. Did she get photo evidence?
I know.
Other supposed evidence used to bolster the claim includes a video from nearby Canton, Ohio, that shows a woman being questioned by police about murdering and eating a cat, and a photo that shows a man carrying a dead Canadian goose through the streets. There's a good man.
I mean, that's not that bad.
Yeah, he's carrying a dead goose through the
Carrying a dead
streets.
goose.
I mean, if it was like a cat or a dog, you'd be a
You
little
wouldn't
freaked
even-
out.
He's just warning the other geese.
Yeah.
In Haiti, you wouldn't look twice, right? Dude's got a goose. He's eating it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're weird. We don't eat geese.
Also, that there's all.
Making this whole story about eating
I
geese.
feel like there's a lot of smoke around this story. There's all these sort of secondhand accounts, and was a town council meeting there where some people were claiming this was happening, but the police department says it hasn't been verified. So who knows,
Yeah.
But
the city, whatever, in the debate, he said like the city official, whatever, the city guy.
yeah,
Who would, I have every reason to deny it, right?
yeah. But the initial thing is a Facebook post that says, "My neighbor
Yeah.
informed me
Right.
that her daughter's friend."
Yeah.
It's like
seven
my
layers.
cousin's best friend
They saw.
swears that this happened.
This is like one of my friends where she was telling me how she was scared of vampires and showed me this video of a woman claiming that she had a vampire in her cab. But then it turned out it was like just a feeling. And she was like, "I never really told this story to anybody." And I was like, "Yeah, because you're an idiot." Like, it's like these people just telling stories like secondhand.
Yeah.
They're fun.
Yeah.
There's no evidence outside the secondhand, third-hand social media gossip, I'd say fourth, fifth, sixth-hand, to support the notion that Haitian residents of Springfield, Ohio are eating people's pet cats or their park's waterfowl. The only alleged evidence in support of the former actually depicts an American in a different city. The alleged evidence of the latter stems from a single picture apparently taken from a different city. So,
Yeah, those are the videos and photos that they were sharing. So this is true though. When
was it a Haitian eating a cat in the video?
In the video,
Like a
there's
taco?
there's a woman in one. So one of the videos is from Canton, Ohio, which is like I think 2 hours away, and there is a woman. It's unclear whether she's like ethnically like a Haitian or not, but she is an American citizen, they determined. And she was under suspicion of killing and eating a cat. The police are like questioning her about it. And then there's this.
Is that really against the law?
I know. I was just
think
thinking
it
that
is.
too. I mean, I think
Pretty
it probably
sure.
is.
I'm pretty sure a lot of the animals you've killed in ways that were against the law. And then the picture of the guy carrying the goose was in another city, and I don't think they've identified whether that guy was a Haitian migrant or not, or what he planned to do with the dead goose. There's a lot of things where it seems like it might be possible, but they haven't confirmed any of it.
I just feel like a dead goose. It's not like that
I
crazy.
just wish they wouldn't go all in on it, like JD Vance.
Right,
like,
right.
I feel like we can win on the issues,
Exactly.
and it's sort of an unforced loss when it's
They're already
Yeah.
taking jobs.
to be like
that's enough.
to be
Like,
like,
they're taking
oh,
jobs.
they're eating our pets. It
Right.
did spawn a lot of funny memes of Trump
Oh, yeah,
rescuing.
yeah. I love the
kittens and
picture.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Trump with the cat and the duck. So
But
funny.
here's the thing: there are other cultures that do stuff like this because where I grew up in Pennsylvania, I was talking.
I'm
more
sure
the
West
goose,
Virginia. Yeah, sure.
more the goose and the duck thing. There's a casino in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, where I grew up, and I have friends that work there, and they've confirmed this, and it was written up in the local paper. It's about 2 hours from New York City, this casino in Pennsylvania, and Chinese residents from Chinatown would take the bus in from Chinatown to play at the casino. And then they would catch geese and ducks that were wandering around outside the casino and kill them and take them back on the bus to Chinatown.
Dang. Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I wonder if they just thought that was how it worked. They're like, oh, free geese.
I mean,
I think in probably some of these countries, maybe that is you're
Yeah.
just allowed to do that. I don't know.
because that is as I revealed last episode, I study Mandarin, so I talk to Chinese people a lot more because that's the only people who speak it. And I actually meet with an online tutor, and she was like just whenever I talk about animals roaming the streets, that is just not common.
Yeah.
Because the population is so high. Just like I talk about possums and coyotes and things. Just like nope, they don't got that,
wow.
The other thing I think is important,
and they probably ate a lot of it.
yeah.
It's true.
The flip side of this, though, that I think is also important to point out is, regardless of whether or not this part is true, then the left, they use this as a way to avoid talking about there is an immigrant crisis.
Yeah, there's an actual
in
issue.
Ohio,
Yeah.
and they're getting into
Whether or
car
not they're eating
accidents.
dogs.
There's been accidents. I think there was one. It was a few months ago where a kid was killed in an accident that was caused by a migrant. They are causing some chaos in these cities.
Sure.
And they'll latch on to, this claim is false, and then they'll try to dismiss the whole
Right,
thing.
and
Be like, look how
everything's
dumb they are. Look, they're complaining about this thing. But there is a very real crisis here. And at the town council meeting, there are people complaining about the problems being caused in the town by these migrants that are coming in and yeah. But maybe not eating cats specifically, but who knows?
Who knows? We move on to other things JD Vance is talking about.
Yeah, let's do this.
JD Vance accused of downplaying school shooting as fact of life. Democrats blasted Republican Vice President candidate Senator JD Vance, Republican Ohio, that was weird, for his comments Thursday for characterizing school shootings as a fact of life. But Vance's team has claimed the comments were taken out of context, as Wednesday's Georgia school shooting was the latest to expose partisan divides on gun control. Vance, arguing in favor of more security in schools to prevent shootings, while speaking at a rally in Phoenix, said, "I don't like that this is a fact of life. But if you are a psycho and you want to make headlines, you realize that our schools are soft targets." Vance argued that stricter gun laws won't stop school shootings and that they happen in states with varying degrees of gun restrictions. Democrats, including Vice President Kamala Harris, seized on Vance's fact of life line to suggest he was being dismissive about school shootings and the possibility that more gun restrictions could prevent them. That's like me when I'm like, man, natural disasters, earthquakes are just fact of life. Like, it's a very pro-earthquake statement, you just say things that happen.
Well, and it's so
crazy.
despicable that they take out the first part.
The
Where it
first
says,
part,
I don't like that this is a fact of life, but if you're a psycho, and then he goes on to talk about the need to prevent these and do something about them. It's so disgusting that they take stuff out of context and now some of the news networks did, correct it, but they always initially run with whatever will hurt Republicans. It's just these horrible statements. Yeah.
Yeah. So Harris's campaign account tweeted that Vance responded to this shooting by saying, "School shootings are just a fact of life and attacking common sense gun safety reform." And Harris retweeted the post writing, "School shootings are not just a fact of life. It doesn't have to be this way." Which that's what freaks me out about Democrats, it's more like people that are on the left. Like, they have this idea that there aren't real facts of life because they think that through politics they can change the facts.
Yeah.
They can change it all, so we don't have to accept any facts. And and I do think that's what keeps me on this side of the aisle is that.
Oh, there's a lot
at
that
heart,
keeps me on this.
Yeah, but philosophically, the belief that in the sin nature, really, the fallen condition, the tragic view of man. I am not a utopian person.
Yeah.
Right.
But I saw Gavin Newsom. I saw this. They all piled on it. It's just so annoying, and there's nothing more triggering than the idea that there are facts of life. I think to someone on the left.
Yeah. Well, I know one fact of life: bears want to kill you.
Whoa.
And Ethan's
Still
book-
available on Amazon.
Is
Ethan's
it?
book
Oh,
is still
man.
available on Amazon. And
Or if you go on my
speaking-
store, you can get the limited edition hardcover.
Dang.
Axebearstore.com. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I'll let you.
Axebearstore.com.
Axebearstore.com. Here's a bear that wants to kill you. Russian circus performer mauled by bear that rides a hoverboard. This is one of my favorite headlines I've ever read in my entire life. When I found this, I read it over and over again. I was telling people about it because it's hard for me to get through it. It's
Okay, let's hear it.
Russian circus performer mauled by bear that rides a hoverboard. I think we have the video. We'll watch the video here real quick. So there was during a circus in Bielsk, Russia, a trainer named Sergei Prichinich was attacked in front of hundreds of children and parents when a bear that rides a hoverboard turned on him and pinned him to the ground. Wow. Nikita Mikhailov, head of the Moretti Circus, said the bear snapped at Sergei and wrestled with him. The performer struggled to break free as the angry brown bear named Donut, who weighs 35 stone, which we looked up is apparently 490 pounds.
That's a lot.
Yes. Donut.
That's more than me.
Donut, the 35 stone bear, gnawed the stick he held in his hand to try to control her.
Wow.
It's a female bear named Donut. I feel like the only thing that would make this story better is if after it mauled him, it got back on the hoverboard. Like, I wish I was
Dragged
at
him
the
away.
circuit. I would go to the circus if it was like, come see a man get mauled by a bear that rides a hoverboard. Another circus official poked another stick at the predator through the barrier separating the audience from the ring. It's funny if you watch the video because he's just kind of like tapping outside the ring. Like, this man's getting mauled by a bear and nobody does anything. They're just like, oh, I better hit.
I mean, but think about 490
That's crazy.
pounds. Like, what do you like?
The beast finally moved away enough to allow the performer to get up as alarmed spectators looked on in horror. The incident could have been fatal for the trainer, but he remained calm.
I don't think they're that Russian. You ever seen Russian, like, the dash cam videos?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they see, like, the most horrifying, like, a car crashes in and blood squirts out and, like, 30 cars go up in flames and the guy just goes, Stroganoff.
Is it?
Like, it just
I
says
don't
the
think
most
I've seen that one.
All of them. Like, I'll see, like, there's, like, Russian dash cam, like, like, just video compilations.
Oh, okay.
And, like, you can hear the guy and the driver, and they just see, like, this crazy crash, and the guy says, like, it just says, like, he calmly says something in Russian. He doesn't just go, no emotion.
When Haitian migrants see a cat walk by, they go stroganoff.
Stroganoff. Wait, that's Jamaican sounding.
Reports said the this is back to the bear story of the hoverboard. Reports said the trainer had been rushed to the hospital, but this was denied by the circus. Their performance continued, said a circus spokesman.
It's all part of the show.
So apparently, after the attack, he got the bear to go back on the hoverboard and finish the act or something.
I just get really excited at the thought of a 490-pound donut.
Yeah. Oh man.
It's
Can you imagine?
thing, Just,
onlookers described it as the best circus ever.
we don't admit it, but I think that's kind of the why you're there when you watch. I heard this, I had a comedian saying this, like you kind of feel like you're hoping something happens.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's part of the danger, is,
Right.
like when
Circus.
there's a lion tamer or something, you
Like,
think,
you wanna see
he's confronting
that it's
danger.
really dangerous.
You don't necessarily want someone to die, but
Not
you are
die,
aware
but
that
a
like
few
an
scratches.
attack could happen. Like, it's like when you're at a NASCAR race.
I was just
the
thinking
crashes
that.
are exciting.
Yeah, that's what
you don't
they're
want.
Yeah,
for.
like, you don't want them to get hurt, but
Yeah.
then, man, when you see one, it is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know if the bear trainer was fired, but there is fire in this next story.
Whoa.
Woman sets fire in Greece to watch firefighters and flirt. In an unprecedented incident of arson in Tripoli, a 44-year-old Greek woman, you might meet her, you're going to Greece.
Yeah.
She set fires because she enjoyed watching firefighters and flirting with them.
When Patrick and I were driving over here, Mount Baldy is on fire. Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Did you start that
I've
fire
heard
to
that's,
meet firefighters?
I think, like, if this worked the other way,
Yes.
like if you could, like, get like a volleyball team to show up, if you just, like, flood
Yeah,
your
really.
yard or
Oh,
something.
man.
Yeah.
Like, she's like in heaven.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get, and there's any way you can do. I mean, the closest is getting a hot nurse or something in the hospital.
That's true. Yeah.
Right.
Break
That's
your
not
leg.
even that's not even guaranteed
It's a
anymore, right?
crapshoot, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be a dude. It could be an old lady. All right. A 36-month prison sentence plus a 1,000 euro fine has been imposed on the 44-year-old arsonist in Tripoli, Greece. The woman was arrested 2 days ago because she intentionally and repeatedly set fires. This resulted in 2 wildfires breaking out.
Do you think the firefighters brought baking soda? Because that's the only way to put out a grease fire.
A grease fire.
Got him.
Wow. Specifically, the local fire department said in a statement that the woman was arrested today, blah, 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 the date, by investigating officers of the police department of Tripoli. It was added that the woman is a Greek citizen responsible for causing 2 fires on farmland, so she's done this twice now, intentionally and repeatedly in the area of Karastitsa, the municipality. Are you going to Tripoli in Arcadia?
I'm not going to Tripoli nor Arcadia.
Sad. She might start
It's
a fire
funny-
to meet you.
Well, it's funny that she started this fire to meet firefighters, and then it's like then the police arrested her also. So she got to meet,
she got all of them.
firefighters and the police.
Now she gets prison guards.
Yeah.
She loves a man in uniform.
Yeah.
But she's in a woman's prison now, probably. So
Yeah, it's not America where you can just identify and go to the other prisons.
Switch over.
this Greek woman was fined 1,000 euros. And speaking of the number 1,000, 1,000-pound sister star arrested at Tennessee Zoo after claiming camel bit her. This is an interesting one. And it goes a lot of places.
Twists and turns.
A reality TV star and a man were arrested on Monday after Crockett County deputies found illegal drugs in their car at the Tennessee Safari Park in Alamo. The Crockett County Sheriff's Department says deputies were requested to respond to the safari park where Amy Halterman, a TV star on the TLC reality show 1,000-Pound Sisters, was bitten by a camel. Have you seen these ladies?
They're
before?
crazy looking.
Yeah.
They got like the bugged out eyes and like they probably like a lot of times you see like someone's like morbidly obese, and you think like you could see how they might look good if they lost all that weight. But I still can't see it. When they arrived, they were immediately overtaken by suspicious odors. Oh, this is when the cops arrived?
Yeah.
From the guest vehicle. After a search of the vehicle, Halterman and Brian Lovorn, that's the dude that was with her, were arrested. She's been charged with illegal possession of Schedule 1, illegal possession of the Schedule 4, and 2 counts of child endangerment under 8 years old because there was been like kids in the car.
Oh.
Our officer's concern was not only the possession of the illegal drugs, what we believe to be mushrooms. You got 2 children there in the vehicle with you, said Crockett County Sheriff's Department. PIO Stephen Sutton. Who's under the influence? What exactly is going on? I don't know how they were there to catch him saying this to him. Both were booked into the Crockett County Jail. On Tuesday, the couple paid their $10,000 bond and were seen leaving the jail hand in hand.
Sweet.
So it's romantic. Halterman briefly spoke with a reporter and said that she wanted to thank her fans for their support. She also claimed that she'd been bitten on her right arm by one of the park's camels. So she's like, that's what set this whole thing off. She'd been taken to an area hospital to be treated for her wounds the night before. However, the co-owner of the safari park, Claude Conley, said the injury was not consistent with a camel bite. I know me a camel bite. It was just on top of the arm, and if a camel bit, it would kind of bite down on there, Connolly said. We don't think the customers were in their right mind at the time.
She just lied about
Tennessee
getting
guy.
bit by a camel.
Yeah. Bit by a camel. It sounds like
So was it because she was on
TV
shrooms, or was she trying to get money from the zoo?
trying to make her money back from getting like arrested and having to pay $10,000 bonds. She's like, well, I'll just sue the zoo for this. Bite my arm, honey. Yeah.
Just bite into the arm in the parking lot.
Well, the 1,000-Pound Sisters aren't the best representation of the human race, but these next people might be even worse. A family that walks on all fours have undone the last 3 million years of evolution. I've seen videos of these people
this
before.
is not a news story, but I love it.
But it's back in the. It's like one of those things that
interesting,
comes back in the news every now and then because someone wants to cover them. They're from Turkey, right? All families have their own quirks and habits, but one group of relatives has such a unique trait that scientists have branded them a total anomaly of the human species. The Ulas family has been the subject of evolutionary fascination for years after they were discovered in a remote village in Turkey walking on all fours. Back in the early 2000s, a scientific paper was published on 5 of the Ulas siblings and their strange bear crawl style of movement. They should get them hoverboards.
Yeah.
They can learn to ride a hoverboard like
people.
a bear. With experts divided over the cause of the abnormality. The Eula's mother and father had a staggering 18 children.
Jeez.
However, of these, only 6 were born with quadrupedalism, which is
do they just
walking on
graze then? Like,
They still eat normal food, I
do they
think.
cook like in dishes and stuff?
Yeah, there's videos of them.
I watched the video and they barely talk and they like.
Yeah, they're very.
They're animal-like.
Yeah, very strange.
Yeah.
This behavior has never before been seen in modern adult humans. The skin on the palms of their hands is as thick as it is on their feet because they basically.
Yeah,
use
my
them
feet.
like-
My feet is real thick. Sorry. My wife will tell you.
Nice.
It's been rough on the marriage. All right.
And yet no one has yet figured out the precise cause of the strange walking style. Whilst some experts have suggested that it's caused by a genetic problem which has undone the last 3 million years of evolution. These evolution people, I feel like they make up a different number.
I know.
And they seem so butthurt because it's like when feminists, like when a woman doesn't get a career, they're like, oh, you've set back feminism.
Yeah, 3 million years. I thought even under the theories of evolution, we're only like modern humans for like 70 to 200,000 years. I feel
right. Like how far back we're on all fours because the chimpanzees even
years.
Yeah.
We're walking like bears.
Others
that's not even on the chart.
It's also
like bears.
Maybe it'll get to this. But is it clear that it's a genetic issue or is it just a learned behavior
that's what I think
where
is
they're
funny.
like around these other people that are doing it? So maybe
To me, the punchline is coming up a little bit.
Let's see here. Others have rejected the idea that there's a specific gene for upright walking. The affected siblings, 5 of whom are still alive and aged between 22 and 38, all suffer from a particular form of brain damage.
So see, I think that might be partially the key.
Was that the punchline?
To me, and it's a punchline.
So
it's like,
saying someone suffers from a particular form of... I didn't say the punchline yet. When someone says they suffer from a particular form of brain damage,
yes,
you consider that a punchline.
If millions of scientists are wondering, like, why do they walk normal?
And you're like,
And like, then the parents have this brain damage. Well, I mean, okay, so like, I'm fascinated by people that are raised like feral children.
Yeah, like raised in the wild by wolves, and they adapt that behavior.
And so I'm assuming, and it's weird to me they haven't mentioned anything like this. Like if the parents or whatever were those kinds of, if they were raised by an animal, and they're out this way out in the remote, who knows? Like that's exactly how these people that are raised by animals are. They walk like this, their bodies become like changed.
So you think the parents might have been feral children, and then
it seems like it.
The kids now are the grandchildren
at least the ones
of like a wolf or a bear.
Because they're all mostly inbred. I think they said it's a cousin or something. That
okay.
So there's brain damage, and they're being raised also. So because it also said there's certain children they're having that are just getting up and walking off like a normal guy.
Yeah, like the question I'm wondering is, wait,
I love that I do that parent.
Yeah, did the
mom and dad?
Mom.
Thank goodness I didn't get those genes.
Yeah, like wait,
or coming back to meet the parents with his fiance.
How did the mom
They're
and dad?
They're a little old fashioned.
But how did the mom and dad find each other? It's kind of wondering though. It's like,
well, I say it might be incest or something. Like are they like, because
it doesn't say they live in a remote village, right?
Yeah.
So there are other people around. Maybe they're just walking through the town square on all fours one time, and across the street they saw another person walking on all fours.
That's what I'm saying.
And the sparks flew.
Like, oh my!
Have a really unique hobby, and they just found the other person in the world.
Yeah,
exactly. Here's one of the scientists, Humphreys. He said this: I think it's possible that what we are seeing in this family is something that does correspond to a time when we didn't walk like chimpanzees, but it was an important step between coming down from the trees and becoming fully bipedal. The LSE researcher also suggested that there are more basic explanations for the U.S. children's quadrupedalism. They were simply not encouraged to walk.
I think that
to me is more of a punchline.
If you watch this, then
the fact
that also they have brain damage.
18 people have brain damage.
They're very smart.
Yeah.
And no one's like, hey, you could try walking, because then the next part's great.
When provided with a walking frame within a few hours, there was an astonishing transformation. This is the quote: an astonishing transformation. The children who had never taken a step upright on 2 legs used this frame to walk across the room with such delight in their faces and a sense of achievement, he recalled, adding that it was as if they had suddenly made a breakthrough into the world they never imagined they could have entered.
Wow.
Have you seen Nell?
Have I seen what?
Nell? Is it
No,
Nell?
I know what you mean. No, I haven't seen
So Jodie
that.
Foster's like a feral lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in the video I saw, I thought they acted like Nell.
Oh,
but also
okay.
I don't speak their language. If they have a language, I can't tell if they're talking or not.
Yeah, I think they speak Turkish.
Do they though? They don't
Or whatever,
in the video,
whatever they
speak
speak
a lot,
in that.
but,
they don't talk a whole lot, but the
Yeah.
family does. They are like they can speak.
Okay, yeah, you know more than I do. I don't know. Well, hey, speaking of, I don't know.
You got it.
It's time for the mid-show promo.
Mid-show promo.
Yeah.
I almost said, speaking of getting on all fours, which just sounds, I didn't even know what that meant.
I'm glad you didn't say that.
I didn't say that.
You said it now, but
Yeah.
I didn't mean it that way. Well, YouTube comments, we love getting YouTube comments.
Yeah.
They're just like little Christmas presents, and they help the show immensely. So here's one from Real Good Ideas. Love the show. Keep it up. I spoke with Mike Nelson. He said he'd love to be on the show. Well, thank you, Real Good Ideas. Mike Nelson's a good friend of mine. But I'm glad that you were able to make that connection for us. The main problem that we have of our show is that it's in a place nobody wants to go to at 9:30 at night. And, except for Patrick, thank God.
Yeah,
Thank
just
God
me.
Patrick's here.
Patrick's our favorite guest.
But Mike lives across the United States in Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
And getting him here would be a dream for me. I'd love to be the ultimate guest, way better than Patrick, but it's not
Hey.
gonna happen
wow.
for a while, unless he's visiting California and he stays up past his normal bedtime. So we'll see.
And we have our featured Apple Podcast review. This is from Trink9193. A fabulous and necessary part of my week. 5 stars. I am so happy you guys decided to do this podcast. Ethan's laugh and Adam's jokes and timing are the best. You've become one of the best parts of my week. Thank you, gentlemen.
Oh,
Thank,
nice.
thank you, Trink9193.
Oh, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, review, all the things people tell you to do. They really do help. All right. Well, I saw this ad on Twitter, and it's so annoying. It's stupid. I mean, well, I guess the reason I put it as a segment rather than a news story, it's interesting to discuss because on the one hand, there is the discussion about the way Trump talks.
And how fantastic it is.
Yeah. And there's the two sides. There's the two sides of the argument. Like, do we want presidents to talk this way or not? You know, that kind of thing. But then, they made this ad where these kids are saying things Trump has said, but they're also not saying him the way Trump would say it.
Oh, yeah.
So like you could take, because the thing that bugged me about it, I don't know if we'll show a clip of it here. Here's a clip.
Star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab him by the you can do anything.
Such a nasty woman.
Such a nasty woman. Women, you have to treat him like shit.
Look at that face. Would anybody vote for that?
The face of a dog. The face of a dog. She's a whack job.
Horse face. Bird brain.
Pocahontas. Nobody respects women more than I do.
But yeah, so the number thing about it that bothers me is like they say it with that like a evil look in their eye. You know, like they're being really evil, and like the delivery.
Right.
If you could take most stand-up sets.
I'm watching a clip of it. So they're saying his like grab him by the pee quote and stuff.
And like Trump says almost everything like kind of like a joking uncle.
Yes.
And they're taking it being like, you know, who's that like just like an angry child.
Yeah.
So it's changing the inflection and the cadence
It's
of
like
everything.
you can't just let any comedian do another comic's material.
Exactly.
They're not going to do it right.
Exactly.
No, it's like, stop, kid. No, it was funny when he said it. Go watch who was the guy he was talking to? Bush.
Jeb Bush.
No. The Access Hollywood reporter guy.
When he said that.
Billy Bush.
Billy Bush. Yeah, go watch the Billy Bush tape. It's hilarious.
But so I saw this.
And I mean, not to defend it again, but he said they let you. He wasn't.
No,
saying
yeah,
without-
no, I
and he said when you're a star, they let you, and that is a true thing. If you know people in Hollywood,
Right.
it's not saying
Assume
I'm
you're
not
Donald
making
Trump.
a moral
Yeah.
judgment. It's just that is it's not a good thing, but it's that they do.
Right. No, I do honestly have no problem with that tape when I first heard it, I got so mad like everybody else.
Yeah.
And I was like, thought about the context of it. And I was like, wait, he's not saying he's done it.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
No, he does. He doesn't say he does that. He did say he has to kiss them or something. Like
Yeah.
that. But he's saying they let you. He's saying
they let you.
And
Whatever. I mean, I hate the idea that I'm going to vote for Trump. That means I have to support every single word he says and every single thing he does.
He's
That
just a
drives me
much
crazy.
better candidate than the alternative.
Right. But you remember all I feel like this is kind of interesting because I was like, I saw this guy on Twitter post this video and be like, is this really the future you and our kids we brought up thinking this is the president or whatever?
Yeah.
And he was obviously on the left. I was like, I swear like the last almost every election I've been through, there's always at least one big ad that comes out where they have little kids swearing profusely. Have you seen those?
Oh no, I
No.
don't know that I
So
have.
I had found one of them here, but I had the hardest time finding them, Googling them. But I remember I know I've seen them. So if anybody has any other links, but I always felt like that was a thing. That was a big thing. Democrats think it's so funny and cute when they get a kid to like cuss about politics or something. The kids are cussing out. My 5-year-old made him say the F word.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know. So I didn't have a huge point about that, except that it's just, I don't know. I just thought I wanted to get you guys' thought on that.
Yeah. It is, and they have to make everything about controversial comments Trump has made because they don't want to run on the issues. Like everything is bad right now,
and using kids,
and they have to, so they have to make these smear attacks.
Right?
Did you guys watch the debate?
I watched it.
I watched most of it.
They annoyed my family. Watched it.
I listened to it on the car ride over here.
It was painful.
It's weird that people complain about the way Trump talks because the way Kamala talks it irritates me way more.
She really
the look in her eye, the tone,
the
in
way
her
she
voice,
talks
the way
annoys me.
It's like
Trump has grown on me.
she talks. I love the way Trump talks. It's hilarious.
Except for when he, like every single question, he starts to answer it, and he's like, "And you got these Mexicans climbing out of loony bins and going over the wall, and they're coming into our country, and they're murdering and raping and taking our jobs." I'm like, you don't have to say that every single question. Like talking about inflation right now.
he can always win on the issues, I think, but they bait him with that stuff, and he didn't have to go into.
But except they don't say anything about immigration, and then he brings immigration up on every single.
Well, he does have to bring it up because that is a big issue right now.
I agree.
It's the one where Kamala was specifically put in charge of the border and has failed miserably.
Well, I think his strongest thing is like she's already been in the White House. And he only said it once at the end. That's what I think he should have been driving home the whole time. Like, had all this time to take care of it already.
Right.
I mean, the thing that I think overall was so frustrating with this debate, and everybody's saying this online as well, but it was so obvious, is the moderators, they were going to be biased. They're at ABC. That's the only place Democrats are willing to debate is when they can control the frame. But the way they would repeatedly follow up, if Trump didn't answer a question, they'd keep pushing him on it. If she didn't answer a question, they'd just move on. They'd try to live fact check him on things and tell him he was wrong about stuff. And then she would blatantly lie. She repeated the fine people thing, which has been debunked over and over and over again for years.
Like,
why wouldn't they say, no, Kamala, that's wrong? Like, why wouldn't they, the same way they treat Trump, if they were unbiased moderators, they would have said, no, Kamala, that's not true. That's been debunked. But they never push her on that. She still tries to associate Project 2025 with Trump, which is his thing. They don't say, no, that's not his platform. It just,
Gosh, what was the other thing I just had in my head? It just went away. I wish he wasn't so easy to bait. Like,
I gotta watch.
I feel like he took every bit of bait they threw at him.
I think he was pretty measured towards the beginning. There were a few points where he got worked up. Ultimately, I don't think it's going to push anyone who was already for Trump or already for Kamala. It wasn't really a substantive debate in any sense. I don't think where it's going to sway someone.
Some people in the middle towards,
but it wasn't the Trump.
I can't imagine it swaying it towards Trump, but who knows?
I don't know.
But yeah, it was rough. I do feel like Trump could have done so much better. It's just like,
I don't think he did bad, but I think he could have done better.
I wish he understood.
But I also think
calm Trump would have done so much better. Like it just took out of a the Trump that's on these pod. Have you seen him on like Theo Vaughn and stuff?
Oh yeah,
he's great. Yeah.
Well, and that's why
calm Trump. He's so much better than this.
And that's why Kamala avoids all the interviews and will only do one debate because she's not as good in these formats and can't actually talk to people and can't actually answer questions from people who are going to push her on
Well, that is the thing that's always wild to me is that her last time she ran, she fell apart when she had interviews and debates. That was where everything fell apart
There's
for
just
her.
a machine that has her as its figurehead and that's who they're running for president. Yeah.
All right, so you brought us a news quiz.
So, I put in the notes that I have this Know Your News quiz, but actually I don't. This is just going to be Adam's Weekly Thoughts again.
Oh.
I just lied to you. I'm just going to do Adam's Weekly Thoughts again.
Okay.
So we'll see how this goes. So, did you guys see Godzilla -1?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's fantastic, right?
Yeah,
it's such a good movie. I had heard it was good. And my girlfriend and I wanted to watch it on Saturday night. But she goes, we have plans at 8. How long is Godzilla? So I looked it up, and he's 393 feet head to tail.
I was waiting for a good joke about -1.
Yeah.
But I don't do the expected joke. I do the
Yeah,
joke
you're-
that you didn't see coming.
But these aren't jokes. These are just thoughts.
What's that?
These aren't jokes. These are just thoughts.
Yeah, but I went for the thought that you don't see coming.
And I'm not, it's not a criticism.
Okay, good.
Feeling criticized, but
It's more that I've been trying to think of a good -1 joke, and I never could, except for once at work on Slack. Sorry, this is your thoughts.
No, I want to hear this.
This guy goes, I have 2 tickets to Godzilla -1, and I don't have someone to go. So the person was going to be isn't coming. Anybody want to go with me to Godzilla -1? I made some joke about it. He was, so your +1 is now -1. That was it.
Okay.
I will say I remember seeing it on Slack. It was better.
It was better in person.
It was better rating it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
After that, Australian breakdancer Raygun performed at this year's Olympics. I saw this year they said they're not going to be doing breakdancing again at the next
I
Olympics.
heard that.
That means she breakdanced so hard she actually broke dancing.
Broke breakdancing. Yeah.
I love watching car chases online on the TV. Do you guys like cover them
Like on
the
YouTube?
news? Yeah, on the news.
Oh, the
Whenever
news.
there's a
Okay.
car
Oh, you
chase,
don't-
I like
you don't
watching
search
them
it.
live. I don't search them because I want to watch it happen live.
Right.
They're
Okay,
like
you want live.
snowflakes. They're each different in their own way. I do think there should be a law that if you steal a vehicle, the police have to chase you in the same kind of vehicle. So that sometimes it's like a delivery truck, or sometimes it's a golf cart, or sometimes it's like a motorcycle.
So they have to like steal
the
a car.
police should have to get that kind of vehicle in order to chase you. That would make it so much more fair and exciting. I wonder if any of the pedophiles on the Lolita Express ever said, "Excuse me, there's a crying child up there who hasn't shut up the whole flight. Why didn't I get to sit next to one of those?" I wasn't.
The Lolita
Gonna,
Express is the Epstein plane.
yeah, I wasn't going to make that.
Oh, he didn't know it.
I wasn't going to make that a running part of this bit, but because you didn't know what it was last time.
Now I know.
Yeah.
And now our listeners know.
Yeah. When I was growing up, my grandmother had a doormat. My grandparents had a doormat outside their door that said "Backdoor guests are best," which means that like the friends and family that you're most familiar with don't need the formality of knocking on the front door, and they're allowed to come in, whenever they want.
Right.
At least I hope to God that's what it meant.
I love the innocence of like old people say.
So we'll see if we do that again.
I did have a few. I mean, like to throw these at you, Adam. I had a few thoughts this week too.
Oh.
Who actually thinks the song 500 Miles is a good song? Like, does anybody actually think like it's
Yeah,
one note.
I will walk 500. Oh, I love that song.
Yeah.
I don't think it's musically
When I wake up.
Oh, I love that
It's so
song.
Yeah, it's a great
stupid.
song.
I genuinely.
No, I'm nothing about you. And I would walk.
I like it. I think it's
I like
a
it.
good song.
You guys are brainless.
So far, so
Says
far,
the guy watching all the
So
angle
far-
Set
videos.
yourself up for that.
so far, the score of your thoughts
It's
is
the
-1.
stupidest song ever. It's an injustice. Okay, I don't even know. This is dirty. I'm like, should I say this? No.
You don't want to say it because
It's an injustice that men born gay are still forced to be born the old-fashioned way because they don't like that area. That's just a weird thought. It's a thought. It's not a joke.
That's
It's
a thought.
very
That's a
weird
thought.
Yeah.
This is not appropriate either. And my thoughts are inappropriate. You guys like songs about friendship?
Yeah, I love a
Like,
song. I love a song about
like
friendship.
the Friends theme song.
Yeah.
There's one in
like,
SpongeBob, I think.
Was that
There's-
Beatles one? Like talking about Friends. Oh, Little Help, My Friends.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
always thought the weirdest one is the one in Nirvana that Kurt Cobain sang when he kept asking his friend to rape him.
Rape me, my friend.
Yeah, he keeps telling him.
Mm.
Like it probably ended the friendship. Just kept saying, "Do it and do it again."
Yeah.
yeah. And then he's like, the guy's like probably thinking about, okay, maybe we are really good friends, and I don't want to let you down or anyone. And then he starts going, "I'm not the only one," which means like he's really high expectations of his friends. So
Those are some thoughts.
those are my thoughts. He's getting more out.
A friend asked me if I wanted to go to Las Vegas again sometime soon because I haven't been to Las Vegas. And I love Las Vegas. I love going there. I'd say probably my favorite part of Las Vegas is the food, followed by the craps.
Nice.
I get that. Ended on a stronger note.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we very quickly we saw the Minecraft movie. You guys, so everybody's been talking about it.
Oh yeah, the big Minecraft movie.
Yeah, everyone's
that
excited
Big game that people play.
I know.
Everyone's excited because finally Jack Black's in a kids movie,
I know.
and
It looks great.
because he can't be in Tenacious D anymore.
And yeah, so he looks similar to the Minecraft character, I guess. I mean, everything in Minecraft is squares, so that's challenging to do with Jack Black. But anyway, and they got Jason Momoa looking like a big idiot, and a bunch of kids.
And they carry those swords
don't get-
around.
I never got the appeal. Yeah, those dumb swords.
They build things, right?
Yeah.
They don't they like because in Minecraft you're like harvesting things and like building and killing sheep and like making
Oh, okay.
wool. Are they doing all that in this? I don't know.
You know,
I mean, I saw it.
You just walk around killing animals?
Oh yeah, you just beat them down and then you just get
Like
meat.
Springfield, Ohio, the video game.
there's bears going by.
Yeah.
Yeah, you basically just like it's like open world Springfield Haitian.
Yeah.
Anyway, 5 stars. It was amazing.
Yeah, so
I
good.
cried multiple times.
I give it 5 blocky stars.
Wow.
It's made out of blocks. Yeah.
Yeah, I give it 5 Jack Blacks.
Nice.
Well, thanks to everybody for helping us put this episode together. Oh, and I want to thank the guy that made this book thing back here.
We hardly mentioned this. This
You grab it.
beautiful-
I know.
It's like
His
a,
name's in the back,
Okay.
I think. Because I forgot his name. It's been a while since we traded emails. And it's inside the back cover, I think.
Oh, back cover.
Back or front cover, one of the two.
Do we know what book this is that he carved up to make?
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
This is the four.
Tom Curtis.
Tom Curtis, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
making this. If you guys like this cool book,
Go to
go to
decorative
Patrick on the
book
camera.
folding.
Decorative book folding. Is there a website on there?
No.
No. Okay.
There's a phone number and
If
an
you're
email
interested in getting one of these
address.
cool books, email us and I'll forward it on.
Yeah, thomas.curtis@gmail.com.
Or you can email him. But yeah, thank you. He made us one back when we were on the B, and then he followed us here and made us this cool. It's just a book that you open and it says the talk down. So
Yeah.
all right, I want to thank Matt McDavid back there laughing and keeping things. He's the reason that we're in this dark room with plants behind us.
This is mine.
and all this lighting. It's my
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I was going to warn you not to check. I want to thank my wife for letting me have the night off from putting the kids to bed and getting to do this, hang out with my friends and be a dork.
I want to thank Patrick for giving me a ride out here tonight.
Yeah.
Being our guest again on
Hey,
this wonderful podcast.
Thanks for having me on, guys. It was great.
Yeah.
Thanks to all our Discord pals sending us ideas for stories, editors who helped edit, and of course, Austin Robertson, the voice of the Talk Down.
Wow.
And to you, the listeners who somehow managed to find time to listen to yet another podcast. That's all for tonight.
The Talk Down is filmed in a dark room in front of a couple of fake plants. For more information or to become a subscriber, go to thetalkdown.com.